Hello students, once again welcome back to English Literature Classroom. Today I am going to teach a poem, okay, from the book Treasure Chest. Now students, you all know that Council has introduced a new book for class 9, okay, and the name of the book is Treasure Chest. From this book I am going to teach a poem. The name of the poem is A Work of Artifice, okay. The name of the poem is A Work of Artifice by Marge Piercy. Now, before discussing this poem, let me tell you something about the poet. The poet I have already told you, Marge Piercy. Now, she is an American poet, clear? And now this poem, Work of Artifice, written in 1970, and it is one of the early works of the American poet Marge Piercy. Now, what does this artifice refer to? It refers to cunning devices used for deception. Okay? It refers to cunning devices used for deception. Okay? Now, I hope you all know deception means. Deception means to betray someone. Means in Hindi we can call it dhoka dena. Okay? Now, let me tell you something about this poem. Okay? Not art, a work of artifice. Okay? It's a poem written by Marge Piercy. The poem begins with the speaker discussing a bonsai tree. What is the name of the tree? A bonsai tree. And how the tree, if given the opportunity, could grow to become 10 times larger. Clear? If the tree is given opportunity, okay, it could grow to become 10 times larger. Bonsai tree will not go larger because it is confined to a life in a pot. Okay, in this poem, the tree is not growing large. Why? Because it is confined to a life in a pot. Clear? Now, let me start line to line discussion. Clear? Now, first of all, let me tell you the meaning of bonsai. It's a globally popular Japanese gardening technique. Okay? What is bonsai? It's a globally popular Japanese gardening technique. Okay? Let's start the poem. The bonsai tree in the attractive pot could have grown 80 feet tall on the side of a mountain till split by lightning, but a gardener carefully pruned it. It's 9 inches high. Clear? Now, the bonsai tree, okay, the poet wants to tell the bonsai tree is an attractive pot. Okay, the bonsai tree is in an attractive pot. It could have been an 80 feet tall, okay, it could have been 80 feet tall by the mountainside, okay, but it did not grow 80 feet. Why? The reason is that a gardener carefully pruned it. Okay? Pruned means trimmed it or cut it. Okay? A gardener carefully pruned it. Okay? To a height of mere 9 inches. Okay? The gardener sings while trimming its branches every day. Okay? Now, gardener sings. Okay? While trimming its branches, while cutting its branches, the gardener always sings. Now, this bonsai tree, it's a metaphor of a woman. Okay? It's a metaphor of a woman. Like a bonsai tree, a woman from very young age is kept in control. Over here, in this poem, the bonsai tree is kept in control. Gardener always prunes it. Okay? And the gardener does not allow it to grow tall. And it is also confined in a pot. Okay? So, it is a metaphor for a woman. Every day as he whittles back the branches, the gardener croons. It's your nature to be small and cozy, domestic and weak. How lucky little tree to have a pot to grow in with living creatures. Now, the gardener carefully prunes this tree. Prunes means cut this tree to a height of only 9 inches. Gardener sings while trimming its branches every day. Gardener says that nature has made it small and weak. Look, what the gardener is telling, domestic and weak. Okay, the gardener is telling that nature has made it small and weak so that it can be domesticated. Domesticated means grown indoor. Okay, so that it can be grown indoor, because very huge tree cannot be grown indoor, isn't it? Therefore, the gardener says that nature has made it small and weak so that it can be domesticated. That means grown indoor. It's fortunate to have a pot in which it can grow. Now the tree is very fortunate that it is having a pot, and in that pot it can grow. Clear? Let's continue. What does the gardener represent? You know, the gardener represents the patriarchs of the society. Patriarchs means male dominated society. In our society, what happens? The male dominates the women, isn't it? So here the gardener represents the male who dominates women. Okay? The gardener croons its nature to be small and cozy, domestic and weak. How lucky little tree to have a pot to grow in with living creatures. Okay, this very same stanza, once again I'm telling. Okay, because this stanza is very interesting, very beautiful. Okay, look, the gardener says that nature has made it small and weak. Okay, gardener is telling, okay, that how selfish the gardener is. Okay, therefore, I'm telling you that the gardener represents the patriarchs of the society. Okay, the gardener says that nature had made it small and weak so that it can be domesticated, grown indoor. It's fortunate to have a pot in which it can grow. One must begin very early to draft their growth, the bound foot, the crippled brain, the hair in curlers, the hand you love to touch. Now, here look, what is the theme of the poem? Suppression of women. Okay, the theme of the poem is suppression of women. Clear? Now, in this poem, I've given only three verse theme. Okay, if 4 marks answer come, don't write this theme. Okay, it's only for MCQ. Okay, suppression of women. Now, bonsai tree becomes an extended metaphor for a woman. Like a bonsai tree, a woman from very young age is kept in control. Over here, we can see that bonsai tree is kept in control. It's not allowed to grow more than 9 inches, isn't it? It's not allowed to go more than 9 inches. In the same way, we can tell that it's a metaphor for a woman. Like a bonsai tree, a woman from a very young age is kept in control. Here the speaker offers example of how their growth is stunted. Means women's growth is stunted by binding their feet, okay, by brainwashing them and putting hair in curlers. Okay, the hair in curlers, the hand you love to touch, the crippled brain, okay, the bound feet. Okay, the poet is telling that a woman from a very young age is kept in control. Here the speaker offers example of how the women's feet is stunned by binding their feet. Okay, sorry, how the women's growth is stunned, not feet. How the women's growth is stunned by binding their feet, brainwashing them and putting their hairs in color. Now, let's see the question answer. How tall is the tree? Many times I've told you the bonsai tree is described as being 9 inches high. Clear? Which tree is the poet talking about? How tall it would have been grown and in what circumstance? The poet is talking about the bonsai tree. If it would have been allowed to grow in the wild, it could have reached the height of 80 feet. Clear? Next question. Who prunes the tree? Okay. Bonsai gardener or caretaker prunes the tree. Next question. Why did the tree not grow any further? Answer. The tree did not grow any further because it had been confined in a pot and pruned to prevent it from reaching to full potential. Okay? Up to this much. With this, I am concluding this video. In my next video, I am going to bring something new. Until then, goodbye.